you are welcome to the Public Global and requested to please like the channel, subscribe the channel and like the program and share it with your friends. There are so many things going around us, and in the last program we have discussed and I have proposed to you to make an opinion regarding the developments taking place around us. Now today we will talk about the Congress Working Committee meeting is going on in Bihar. And after 85 years, before independence in 1940, I think it was held when Abdul Kalam Azad was the president of Congress Party. And this was the year 1940 when the Second World War is going on, Second World War is on, and our country like India was under the British rule was participated. The British government decided to participate, to take India as a participant of the World War, and India was also taken. But Congress was not very much agreed to be part. India should take part in the World War because there is no interest of India was involved. As per their opinion, the Indian interest was not like that. Of course, the British interest was there. Our colonial boss, British, this, and they are trying to use our situation in their own favor. But our favor was not like that. Our decision was not like that. So the provincial government, Congress has resigned from the provincial government. And by the resignation of the Congress, the rightist party, the Hindu party and the Muslim party, both in our nation active at that time, taken a chance and entered into the provincial government at that time. And they have decided to support the British government in every manner, not only for the World War, but in all the manner. And the Congress started a new fight against also the Hindu forces and the Muslim forces, both at the same time, and the British forces. And there was a very much bigger fight of the Congress. The real fight was there. And it was the meeting was held now in Sadakat Ashram. It is being held, and that is there. The Sadakat Ashram, you must know the Sadakat Ashram Jameen, and the land was given by the Khairu Miah. Khairu Miah was a friend of Mazul Haq. What I want to underline that the minorities, especially the Muslims, have supported the freedom movement, had done something more important in the freedom movement of India. They contributed like any others. So that is there. So Khairu Miah was there and Abdul Kalam was there. So this was very important meeting. And of course, Jawaharlal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi, Rajendra Prasad was the participant of the meeting, of the delegation of the meeting. And the meeting has decided so many important things. Now the Bharatiya Janata Party, who has not been constituted during the freedom struggle, of course, Bharatiya Janata Party was not there, Bharatiya Janata was not there, because they have been constituted after independence. Akhil Bharatiya Janata was constituted after independence, just before a few days of starting of our first general election in our country after independence. And you know the election commission was established in 1951. Who conducted the Sukhmar Singh, who conducted the first general election for a long period. Now it's the history and the pride of the India. Now what is the more important is that in that Sadakat Ashram, this meeting is being done. And last year when the Congress party was there, Rahul Gandhi voter Adhikar Yatra was there on the same wing. Then at that time the Congress people were attacked by the Bharatiya Janata Party in Sadakat Ashram itself. The ugly scene we all have seen. And now in that Sadakat Ashram, the meeting is going on. And that is very much important, not only in the light of SIR, which is being run now in Bihar, a special intensive revision by Election Commission of India. And the assembly election is also forthcoming very soon in October and November. For the sake of for the safety of the democracy and the constitution all over the India, and to protect the right of the weaker section of the society, this meeting is very much important. Not only for the election, and this meeting and this kind of the Congress, their policies, the Congress decisions may turn the political situation, the political situation of the country in favor of the weaker section of the society. So we have no doubt. So that we must discuss that there are some problems. One of the problems, the reservation policy was not found suitable. None found suitable, not found suitable. And this was the phrase like that being used by very brutally and to deny the right of the weaker section. And the suitability was decided by undefined suitability. Suitability was not been accepted by the community. But this was the instrument. There was no question. There was no redeem, no solution of that. So for the special with the malified intention, this paraphrase was used very frequently, and FS not found suitable. Now this working committee meeting, the resolution is saying that this will be declared as illegal, not found suitable. How? So because illegal means they have to, only the board cannot decide not found suitable is final. There must be some authority to decide whether this decision was the not found suitable was claimed with a reason or not, or whether it is irrational or malified or not, that can be questioned. The procedures of this regarding this will be developed, of course, later on. But the sentiment is like that, this should be declared illegal, and this should not be continued in such a fashion, which is now it is very much being utilized. So and not only the Reservation of Atrocities Act will be more powerful, decided by the 20% the local government reservation was there. So now it will be 30%, and the reservation limit of 50% will also be increased more than 50%, and putting it into the 9th schedule of the Constitution, of our Constitution. And all these are resolution, or these are the aspirations of the Congress Working Committee, which is being held in Bihar nowadays. Not only that, in the private schools, also in the state, the reservation under RTE, the Right to Education, the RTE 2010 2010 Act, will also, as per the spirit of the Act, the private schools, the private institutions will also be asked to maintain the sanctity, maintain the spirit of the reservation policy of the country to ensure the social justice, the social accessibility of to infrastructure of the country for every weaker section and everybody in the country. So, in that is the high-powered committee, high-powered reservation regulatory authority will be established. And this is very, very important point, that high-powered reservation regulatory authority will be established. Without this authority, the benefit of the benefit of the reservation policy, the positive discrimination adopted by our Constitution, is not being utilized in a matter in such a fashion which it should be. So this regulatory authority, of course, will work better, but we must accept it, because we know everything, every way, some regulation must be there. not with the attached with the government, but some statutory power must be given to the reservation regulatory authority by our constitution and parliament, because whether it may be the financial sector or the telecommunication sector, and whatever the sector may be, have some autonomy, the regulation is more important. Not only the rules and regulation, but the regulatory authorities are having some important role to play to ensure that the benefits of that is being reached to the targeted people, the people for them, for whom all kind of these policies were framed. So now the very late, but the Congress party has a resolution and decided that. So, and not only that, the regulatory authority will also decide to take care that changing the list of the beneficiary of the reservation policy, and they will be able to decide in itself that the reservation policy must be effective and ensure the process of the social justice for which it was given. Not only that, the 3 decimal in urban areas and 5 decimal in rural areas, the land will be provided for the extremely backward classes, the EBCs. So that will be provided for them, those who are landless and living in the area, for their residential space. That will be, the government will decide, will provide them. Because the land is very much important thing, the government is interested to provide land to very big factories and big institutions and big man. Now in Bihar, how the land was distributed to some group, 1 acre, 1 rupees. In Bihar, they are the most landless peoples are living in Bihar, and you are providing land for 1 rupees per acre for a company, and you are telling that this is a model of development. Who will accept it? You can't make fool everybody all the time. So this working committee will certainly will decide the course of the public opinion, and we must have some rigorous thinking on all those points. The resolution being passed by the Congress working committee, and we must think that how the policy and how the politics of the country can be changed in favor of the weaker section, in favor of the country itself, not only the weaker section. Because if the weaker sections are protected, all other classes will also be protected at the same time, and it may be a kind of automatic situation, automatic position. So that's why we are talking about the weaker section must be protected of the society, and they are being deprived in the name of the caste system and other like that. The social backwardness is there. So that is the more important. And another important aspect is that in Ladakh, we must have some point in Ladakh, and I request you to please create your point regarding Ladakh. And after 2019, when the union territory status was given to the Ladakh area, and the Jammu and Kashmir is also involved. But I want to point out here only the Ladakh position, because in Ladakh the Sonam Wangchuk was on the hunger strike. The Ansan was there, so they were having some demand that they were claiming for the status of state, full status of state, as they have been committed according to Article 6 of the country of our constitution. And why they want to protect their culture, and they want to protect their land itself. And they have a proposal to not to continue the election of the LAHDC, the Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council. Election of that should not be continued, and full status of the state should be given to Ladakh, and after that the election will be there or not. So they want to have it talk in very soon, but the 6th October will be too late, and because it was not. So Ladakh apex body and Leh Apex Body and the Kargil Democratic Alliance, the KDA, they have given their leadership, and the Sonam Wangchuk was there to lead them. But the four revolutionaries, the four petitioners, those who are sitting in the unsung protesters, were in a very affected very badly. And after that, this was not being cared by the government. And they have called for the shutdown, for the Bandh in Ladakh. And some bad incident to take place. And the police, and the protesters were also, they were interested in delaying in their field. So the police was and the BJP office were also burned. And then some attack was not there. In a nutshell, the total movement was become a kind of violent, and that's why the Sonam Wangchuk withdrawn his unsung because it was become violent. Now the country should take a situation on all those things, and while Ladakh and the people, the country like India can do injustice to any part of the country, any part of the nation, our nation. And now in the Bihar, the Haglomeshi, the new term has been coined. You must know the Haglomeshi. Our Prime Minister is very keen to settle the issue, and by this person, like diplomacy on the pattern of the diplomacy, the Haglomeshi was coined by some people. I don't know who is behind this, but the Haglomeshi is very catchy thing. And now the SIR is also going on, and that all things are in the court, and the things will be straight. So now, friends, I must conclude. The time is running out. So what the Congress Working Committee will decide and pass the resolutions, we must have a copy of this and make a point in our mind ourselves as a citizen of the country, as active citizen of the country. You must have some say, because the change of regime is ahead, and we don't want to return of the same Congress. We must expect a better Congress. A better Congress should come and take the charge of the country, of the governance of the country, but better Congress. And in the leadership of the Rahul Gandhi and the India Gathbandhan itself must have some important say for country. Because this segment, this power, the India Gathbandhan, the NDA government, now they are not in a position to serve the country more. They don't have vision. What they wanted to do, they have done. Now they don't have any actual vision for country. They only what they have done, the politics of polarization, this or that. They always try to manage the power with the ill motives. That should not be allowed by the country. The one full decade is more important than that. Okay, so the first is that what the treatment of Ladakh is being given by the central government should not be. We must have an opinion regarding this. And we must have opinion regarding the political situation is being developed in our country around us. And now, now when the Durga Puja in West Bengal, when I am sitting and all over the country, it's the festive season, I must congratulate all of you and give my well wishes to all of you. So please enjoy the festivals in our as per your choices, as per your situation, and the GST. They are telling that GST is supporting you. The purchasing power will be increased. I don't know what effect will be actually done, but whatever the effect may be, we must enjoy our puja session, and for that, but you must create an opinion to also at the same time. So thank you very much. As well, I must request you to please subscribe the channel, like the program, and distribute and share it to your friends, and must have an opinion regarding all those points. Those things are being happened in our around, and you must make us also aware of your opinion. Thank you very much.